rapid reactions to El Douchico. I have not consulted with Mike on this. I have not consulted on anything with anybody anywhere. But all I can say is typical fucking City. Typical. City came out. I'll do the lineups really quickly. City came out in a 4-4-3. Laporte, Diaz at center back, Walker, Cancelo in the fullbacks. De Bruyne, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Ferran Torres, Gabriel Jesus, and Riyad Mahrez. Spurs came with their regular squad. Kane up top, Ndombele in the middle, Bergwijn and Son flanked left-right. Bergwijn, as Mike said, played. Then the engine room of Sissoko and Højbjerg, both tough motherfuckers who are really good. Alderweireld and Dyer, Reguilon, and Aurier. Aurier being the difference, would have normally been Doherty, maybe. So, first 5 or 10 minutes, City on top of the ball, doing their thing, blah, 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 all very good. Then, out of the blue, quick free kick in the midfield, goes to Kane. There's a mix-up at the back. Not a mix-up, but a little bit of miscommunication between Cancelo and Laporte. Son comes in. Great pass, great touch, great finish. Done and dusted. Sometimes Ederson would make that save. That's the kind of thing we need for City to get through. But there it is. Early goal. Spurs sit in and just frustrate City for the rest of the game, essentially. There's one other goal early in the second half. I mean, sort of halfway through the second half. Giovanni Lo Celso comes on. Kane again dropping into the midfield. Little bit of miscommunication. Who's going to pick him up? Could it be Rodri? Could it be De Bruyne? I don't know. Lo Celso comes free, running on his own. De Bruyne can't keep up with him. The defenders get sucked towards Kane, and Lo Celso finishes on another really good touch to really. So two really, really good breaks from Spurs for their 2 goals. Not a smash and grab. Spurs completely deserved this win. They defended as a unit. They were strong. Seems as though Højbjerg was everywhere. And City had the ball. You know, they did what they wanted to do with the ball. But from Spurs' perspective, they had the ball where they wanted them. City had 1 goal disallowed on a handball by Gabriel Jesus. Okay, maybe it wasn't a handball. Maybe it was. Whatever. VAR. I don't care. We didn't have the goal. We still didn't create chances, right? City did not create chances. Yes, they had 22 shots. Yes, 5 were on target. Yes, they had 67% possession. Yes, the pass accuracy was through the roof. Everything to Guardiola's brain is going to say this was the right play. Anyone who watched the game knows that this is Mourinho. He controls games without the ball. There's 2 ways to do things. This is a philosophical difference between Guardiola and Mourinho. And it's the fundamental difference in how people think of football. And it's this. Can you control the game with the ball or without the ball? And Spurs and Mourinho, he is a believer in controlling the game without the ball and putting the onus on the opponent to play perfectly. His view is his team can't make mistakes if they don't have the ball because he believes that goals come from mistakes. And mistakes are what lead to goals, right? So he can control the uncontrollable by not having the ball. So that's his belief, that it is a reactive way to play. And when things go wrong, you go quickly, you move the ball quickly, you run quickly, and you let players that are fast, clever, and with skill score goals. Pep's way is the orchestral, beautiful way, where 11 players play in unison. Much more difficult because you have the ball. And if you make a mistake, it goes wrong. The problems City have are that orchestra needs perfectly fine tuning, and it's missing its greatest players. It's missing Aguero. It's missing David Silva. It's missing Fernandinho. City don't control games. It is a bad cover band of City. The thing I look for that I don't see, what is the goal that City always scores? The cross across the 6-yard box to the back post. I have not seen that ball played in a year. How do you think Raheem Sterling got all his goals? He'd be at the back post. We're blunt. There's only one creative outlet in Kevin De Bruyne, and he can't do everything. And other players are not stepping up or don't have the skill. David Silva is not walking through that door. He is a generational talent the likes we'll never see again. And City have neglected this idea of having a striker. I don't know why they thought Riyad Mahrez was what we needed. I don't know why they let Leroy Sané go. I don't know why we never got another striker. It's not like Aguero isn't injured all the fucking time. And so we don't have the horses. Somehow, the team that scored 198 points 18 months ago is just gone. They're just lost. And for over a year, last season was super duper frustrating because from the metrics perspective, City were creating chances all the time and just weren't finishing any of them. I think Gabriel Jesus led the league in unfinished chances. And, our expected goal difference per 90 was the biggest in history, 1.5 goals. And now we're not even creating chances. Now there's just nothing. There's not even the idea. So now we're not creating chances and we're giving up and getting hit on the break. So we've had to shut up shop defensively to protect from those counterattack goals, but now can't score. And Spurs, listen, Mourinho's got this. In times of chaos and trouble, Jose Mourinho is going to just go for the wins. It's going to be wins, 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 wins. I think, to be honest, I think with United, he did have his best performance ever when he had those 81 points and finished second to City. That team was bad, and they got 81 points out of it. This Spurs team is much better, and it's only going to take 85 points to win this league. And I think Spurs can do it. There's no reason why they can't. Especially the way United City are playing, especially the way Liverpool are injured, especially the way Leicester have only one guy who's done it, and Braj is not that. He's becoming more pragmatic. But it's Mourinho who's in control of this. And it would be surprising, and I don't think Chelsea have the steel yet. They don't have the experience. But the table looks like this before the Liverpool Leicester game. Spurs up top with 20, with 9 games played. Chelsea on 18 with 9 games played. Leicester on 18 with 8 games played. Liverpool on 17 with 8 games played. Southampton on 16. Aston Villa on 15. Everton on 13. Palace on 13. Wolves on 13. City on 12 points with a -1 goal differential. What the fuck? It's just awful, and it's predictable, and it's the same. It is terrible. Pep out. I don't care if he just signed a deal. Fuck off.